What is up, you guys? Happy Wellness Wednesday. So cookie season is here, and I know so many of you guys, you feel like you have to cut carbs, you have to be super restricted, you cannot eat the things that you love and still not gain weight, right? So many of us gain 5+ pounds throughout the holiday season. So, but we also don't want to give up our favorite things. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoy going and baking with my family and eating Christmas cookies and having those treats that we only have one time per year. So I'm actually going to give you actionable tips and strategies today. Like, I'm going to show you things you can actually do so that when you do eat the cookies, because let's be real, we're going to eat the cookies. When you actually do eat those things, you have strategies. I'm going to give you several strategies so that the sugar does not have the same impact as it does if you're just crushing cookies, right? Because I'm not all about restriction. I'm all about learning how to actually live a normal human freaking life, right? And be able to have the body that you want, right? Because that's super important. We don't want restrictive. We want sustainable. So we're going to go through 5 strategies today. And I have a couple of free guides and free things for you if you stay tuned. You're going to have to watch and pay attention, but I do have a few resources. They're totally free, no strings attached. And obviously we've got a few demonstrations. So we're going to get into this 5 steps today, 5 tips for you. Okay. Now, before we get into that, I want to know, let's have some fun with this in the comments. What is your favorite treat this time of year? Like, is it for me, like, I love baking cookies. I've been baking cookies with my mom since I was a little kid, and I love to eat the cookie dough. I know it's supposed to kill you, but it hasn't killed me yet, right? I also love, my mother-in-law makes a homemade apple pie, and it is to die for, right? So I guess I'm curious for you in your family, is there something that you absolutely love this time of year that you want to be able to eat and have it not make you get fat or have a sugar crash? I want you to know, I want you to drop it in the comments because I love to read your comments. And I just like to see like what your thing is, right? In your part of the world, in your part of the country, or in your family, because we're all so different. So share it with me in the comments below and let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys. So stay for all of these tips because you're going to just want to pick one of them. The first one is really, really, really simple. And you've probably heard it before and you wonder if it's total bullshit, but apple cider vinegar can actually slow the release of sugar into your bloodstream. A tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water. It's also good for your gut health. Apple cider vinegar tastes like absolute ass, but it does actually work. So a tablespoon of this dissolved in water before you are going to go ham on cookies is something that will actually work to slow the release of the sugar into your bloodstream. There's a whole bunch of you guys that just joined us. If you have not dropped your favorite Christmas dessert, holiday dessert in the comments, drop your favorite dessert in the comments. And if you stay to the end, I have some free things for you guys to help you with this. Anyways, this one is not bullshit. If you guys are actually curious, on Instagram, there is somebody called the Glucose Goddess. She's amazing with blood sugar, and she will show you different graphs of apple cider vinegar. That's a really, really, really simple one. Another one, and this is a tool that I always have in my arsenal, guys, is 2 things. So listen, in a perfect world, we're all eating 12 fruits and vegetables and blah, 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 blah. But like, let's get real. That's not happening. Okay. So, supplements are really nice to supplement. So 2 things that I like to use. Number 1 is if I'm going to be eating a lot and I'm putting a lot of stress on my stomach, digestive enzymes are great. So they can actually help your body digest and absorb nutrients better, especially if you have compromised gut health or under times of stress. So these are something that I use a lot because I eat really fast, which is not a good habit. The other one is you can actually get glucose disposal agents, something like they're called, like this one's called GDA Max. You can actually get glucose disposal agents. And so if I eat something, especially before bed, because sugar will keep me awake at night, I will actually use these if I eat a whole bunch of sugar. So that's something, if you're like super lazy, those are really, really, really good solutions. The next 2 are going to be really simple. So that is making sure if you eat a bunch of sugar to drink a shitload of water and electrolytes if you're having alcohol too. Why? Because the water, your blood is 95% water. And so all that sugar, the sugar goes into your blood. It's going to be really concentrated if your blood is really thick. And so by just drinking more water, you can actually dilute the amount of sugar in your bloodstream. If you overdrink water, you will dehydrate yourself, which is why electrolytes are really important. So I know that sounds silly and people tell you to drink water all the time, but literally guys, like if you actually combine some of these things, like the sugar will have a much lower impact, because at the end of the day, if you're eating sugar and you're going on a sugar high, it's going to lead you to crash. The other thing it's going to do is it's going to help you become more insulin resistant. The problem is that insulin is a fat storage hormone. And so when we eat sugar and our cells become insulin resistant, we create more insulin. More insulin means more fat storage. And by the way, perimenopause and menopause is going to make you more insulin resistant, whether you like it or not. It's a part of going through menopause. So we've already got the cards stacked against us. So we don't want our body making more insulin. More insulin means more fat. It's a really, really important hormone. It's one of the hormones we look at when we are trying to help women who feel like they're doing everything and they can't lose weight, right? Everybody talks about hormones like it's just estrogen and progesterone. Guys, those actually don't have a ton to do with weight loss. There's actually way more important hormones when it comes to weight loss, but nobody's talking about them. Insulin is a big one. I just went off on a rant. All right, guys, if you have not dropped your favorite holiday treat that you're going to use these tips for below, if yours is cookies, let me know what kind of cookies, or if it's a pie, or if it's something else, drop it in the comments. Let's have some fun with this, right? And then everybody's going to leave here and be really, really, really hungry and want a bunch of delicious, delicious dessert. But anyways, I digress. All right, let's get back. We just took a sidebar talking about insulin and hormones. But anyways, so we just talked about water. The other one, this is really simple. So when I have clients that are diabetic or pre-diabetic, and we do have a lot of clients who are pre-diabetic, again, menopause, it's really simple. Move your body after you eat sugar. You don't need to go for a run. You don't need to go for a power walk. Literally just move your body. Play with your kids. Go throw a Frisbee with your dog. Go just walk around your block slowly. You don't need to sweat. You don't even need to sweat, right? Just move your body. It's going to help your body move that sugar into your cells where you want it, right? Because into your cells can actually use it for energy. And if we don't use sugar for energy, do you know what happens to it? It gets stored as fat, because we can only store so much sugar as energy. It's called glycogen. We have a limited amount of glycogen that we can store. We have an unlimited amount of fat that we can store. You guys already know that though, because you probably have some, right? So just move your body. Go for a 10-minute walk. I teach my clients this all of the time. It's really, really, really important. Another thing I'm going to give you guys a bonus, and then we're going to get to the demonstration. A little bonus here is also your food order, right? And this will tie into this demonstration, your food order. So if you're going to eat dessert, do not eat it by itself. So I eat dessert almost every single night. Most of my clients know that. I eat chocolate multiple times per week, right? I do not restrict dessert. I love chocolate. I eat it almost every single day. I think I probably do every day, right? Your food order matters. So if you're going to eat your dessert, eat it right after your other food. Why? Because the protein, the fiber, all of those things will help slow down the release of that sugar into your bloodstream. So your food order matters. Protein, veggies, carbs last. I do this naturally when I eat anyways, because I always save the best for last. So if I've got like chicken, broccoli, and a sweet potato, for example, I would always save my sweet potatoes because it's like my favorite thing on the plate, right? Same thing, if I was eating like pasta and red sauce and I had like garlic bread, I would for sure save the garlic bread for last because that's my favorite thing. That's my favorite thing on the plate. So I do this naturally, but your food order also matters. So if you're thinking about having dessert, have it right after you eat your meal, and it will actually help slow the release of that sugar into your bloodstream. And then finally, the last thing I want to give you guys is a demonstration. Now, guys, the day before Thanksgiving, I did a really in-depth food demonstration. If you have not seen that food demonstration, it goes way more in depth than I'm going to do here. Just comment demonstration or demo or whatever, something like that below. And myself or somebody from my team will send it over to you. Just comment demo. It goes really in depth to other strategies that would kind of build on this one. So if you haven't seen that, comment demo, we'll send it over. But here's what I want to show you guys. So kind of along those lines. So when we eat sugar and we eat it on its own, so it's going to go into your bloodstream and this is going to dissolve in like probably just a couple minutes. Right? And so your blood is 95% water. So it's going to go in there and very quickly it's going to dissolve. What this is going to do is it's going to send you on a sugar high. And then when you crash, when you crash, you're gonna be wanting more sugar, right? So it sends you on this energy roller coaster. And so it's really important that you don't eat naked carbs. I'm not telling you not to eat your cookies. I just told you I eat dessert every single day, okay? Every day. I'm not telling you not to eat your cookies. What I am telling you though is don't just eat naked carbs, right? That's what we call them. They're naked because it's gonna do this. It's gonna send you on a high and then a low. So when you eat fiber, so this is, oh, you can already see it's like, this is 1 tablespoon of fiber that I dissolved. And you can see it's gonna get really thick. So you can think of this as like a balloon inside of your stomach. This, right, this sludge is not going to allow this sugar to dissolve right away, right? So if I put sugar in this, it's gonna take a lot longer. Like this is not gonna dissolve. It's gonna sit here and it's gonna mix with this, right? And so fiber is your friend, guys. Fiber is your friend when you're eating sugar, right? Because it's gonna take all that sugar, it's gonna get kind of like trapped in here and it's gonna be a lot slower. So you're not gonna have that hard high and you're not gonna have that hard crash. It's also, you're not gonna be able to eat as much because your stomach's gonna be full, right? This was a teaspoon of fiber. And I'll like, honestly, I'll post a picture in the comments in a little bit. This will be rock hard. And then also protein, right? Because protein's gonna do the same thing. Yes, I put an egg in water. Eventually this egg will break down. But if you have fiber and you have protein, and then you also have your sugar with it, it's going to slow the release of that sugar. It's also going to force you to eat less because there is less room in your stomach. So the sugar is not going to be able to just go in and dissolve. It's gonna get trapped, right? And it's gonna have to wait for all this other stuff to actually dissolve with it, right? So no naked carbs, super, super important here, right? Because this is gonna take a really long time to break down and digest. This is also gonna take a long time. So then when you put the sugar on top of it, right, the sugar is gonna get assimilated with these things, right? Which is going to make it take longer. So you're not gonna have that hard crash that leaves you craving more sugar. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Again, I do have a more in-depth demonstration I did on this recently, as well as a couple of other things. It was the day before Thanksgiving, so I think a lot of you guys were probably like a little bit busy. But if you wanna see that drop demonstration, because it goes more in depth, and I wanted to focus this one mainly on blood sugar. So there you have it, guys. I just gave you guys 6 things that you can do to slow down the release and the impact of that sugar, because it's not realistic to not eat cookies during Christmas or whatever. If you haven't dropped your favorite holiday dessert in the comments, I need you to put it in the comments because maybe I will find a new favorite and maybe somebody else on here will find a new favorite. But if you haven't dropped it in the comments, drop it in the comments below just because it's fun. But for real, like it's not realistic for you. You're gonna have holidays, you're gonna have Christmas, you're gonna have birthday parties, you're gonna have these things every year. And so it's really important when you understand how your body works, especially as women, when we get into our 40s, we get into our 50s, you already have hormonal shifts that are working against you. And like I just went off on a tangent around insulin, guys, your only hormones are not estrogen and progesterone. Insulin is a really, really, really important hormone. More important actually than your other hormones when it comes to fat storage and fat loss. It's super important, right? And so knowing things like this about how your body works, like, yeah, they seem like little things, but honestly, guys, it's always the little things that add up, right? Like, I don't bring clients in and just be like, hey, no Christmas cookies for you, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's stupid, right? And that would feel like a bait and switch because that would be a total bait and switch, right? Like, anybody can help you lose weight by starving you. That's stupid, right? So I wanted to share that with you guys today. Guys, if you have not heard about our free labs deal yet, we have a couple more days of it. We are offering free labs, right? So I just talked to you guys about how important hormones are, perimenopause, menopause. If you're a woman who feels like you're doing everything right, you're watching these videos, you're trying to do all the things, and you just like cannot put the pieces together, and you're like kind of honestly tired of trying to put the pieces together on your own. You're researching, you're Googling, you're guessing. Your doctor is not helping you. You're like stuck trying to figure all this shit out. We are offering free labs in December. They are functional labs. We have a whole training that we did about this, showing you what the labs are, what the protocols are, what it actually looks like, what the program exactly looks like when you join for 6 months of our VIP. That is one-on-one, fully customized coaching. We are offering free labs. We are only doing it for the month of December. You do not have to start in December. You can start in January, right? Because I get it. You might not want to start like a program right now. But we, for the ladies who have already joined us, we're letting them in our community. They're joining our coaching calls. So they're actually getting some stuff in December for totally for free. They're getting their labs shipped out and everything. And they already have their onboarding calls set up for January. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, if you haven't seen the video yet, send me a DM or just leave a comment below this video that says labs. And we can go ahead and reach out to you because we do have a few spots left. We are going to be shutting it down soon. But it's not shut down yet. So if you haven't heard about our free labs deal yet, and that's a look at over 1,000 different biomarkers. So it's not just like, hey, we're going to run the same blood work that your doctor runs. But like I said, I made a video talking all about it. So if you want a couple things, number one, if you want a more in-depth food demo, comment demo, okay? If you want to know more about our free labs deal, comment labs. If you're just here to have some fun, put your favorite holiday dessert in the comments and let's have some fun with it. I hope this helps you guys have a healthier but still delicious holiday this year. As always, if you have any questions, my inbox is always open and I am happy to help. Have a great day, guys.